Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Rabia, and on behalf of AFAQ online learning platform, I welcome all of you to this video lesson. In this video lesson, we will cover AFAQ New Sun Series English Grade 4 Periodic Unit 1. Before we start this lesson, I want to tell you that this video lesson is for you if you are a student, a teacher, or a parent. Also, I want to share an interesting fact that makes AFAQ learning experience unique. At AFAQ, we know that planning is fundamental to successful teaching and learning. Therefore, we have developed academic calendars for you. These academic calendars have been developed for all subjects of all grades, and as you can see here, all academic calendars have 3 terms: first term, second term, and third term. Each term has 2 periodic units. That is to say that the first term has Unit 1 and Unit 2 and so on. There are 6 periodic units in total in this way. Now I will show you the academic calendar of Grade 4 English. This is Unit 1 of Term 1. As you can see that we have 6 weeks here. 5 of these weeks have been allocated to teaching and learning, whereas the 6th week has been reserved for assessment. Also, I want to tell you that in this periodic unit, 3 textbook units will be covered. Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3 will be covered in these 5 weeks. That's not all. On the basis of subject weightages and academic calendar, we also provide you suggested timetables. This is a suggested timetable for primary school, and we have allocated 7 lessons or 7 periods for English subject. You can change the days in which you cover these 7 periods. This is the last period of the 4th week of periodic unit 1. In this period, 1 SLO will be covered, and we have provided complete methodology to cover this SLO in AFAQ DLP number 7. This DLP has been shown on the screen as well. You can teach this DLP on the last day of the 4th week of the first unit of first term. Dear students, in this unit we learned about a lot of things. We also studied about adjectives, conjunctions, and transitional devices. Now it's your turn to write a paragraph by using all the knowledge that you gained from this unit. So, you have to write a paragraph on how you can be a successful student. I hope that you will be able to write this paragraph. Now, I want you to complete this and show it to your teachers or your parents. Now, dear students and teachers, let's start the 3rd textbook unit of Grade 4. This textbook unit will be taught on the 5th week of periodic unit 1 of Term 1. I want to give you an overview of today's lesson. In today's lesson, we will cover textbook unit number 3. This unit will be covered in the 5th periodic week of the first unit of the first periodic term. Respected teachers, in the previous part of this lesson, I told you that there are 6 weeks in the periodic unit 1. 5 of them have been allocated for teaching and learning, and in these 5 weeks, we will cover textbook unit 1, textbook unit 2, and textbook unit 3. We have already covered textbook unit 1 and textbook unit 2. Now we will move to week number 5 and study unit number 3, the world of today. Dear students, the title of unit number 3 is the world of today, and in this unit we will cover these 18 SLOs. Dear students and teachers, now we will start the first period of the 5th week of unit 1. In this period, students will be able to cover these 3 SLOs. Respected teachers, we have provided complete methodology to cover these 3 SLOs in DLP number 1. This DLP will be covered on the first day of the suggested timetable of the 5th week of first unit of first term. Now let's turn to the lesson. Dear students, open page number 19 of your textbook. On this page, you will see a Let's Get Started activity. Can you see 3 pictures on your textbook page number 19? Yes, there are 3 pictures of different objects. Can you name these objects? What are these 3 objects? I'm sure you know that this is a Robot. Very good. And what is this? A drone camera. And this is a microscope. Can you also tell me what are these three objects for? A robot is a very modern invention. It can perform different tasks that other machines cannot perform. In the same way, drone cameras can capture pictures where other cameras cannot. In the same way, microscope can help us see objects that are very small and that cannot be seen with our eye. Now I want you to answer these three questions related to the three pictures. Pause this video, answer these questions and then come back. I hope that you have answered the question in the previous activity. Now we are going to start reading the essay, The World of Today. Before reading the essay, I want you to look at the title and the pictures carefully and then come back. Okay, dear students, I hope that you have read the title and looked at the pictures on page number 20 of your textbook. Now write any 5 words that come in your mind when you read this title, The World of Today, and by looking at the pictures. So write these 5 words in a mind map like this and show it to your teachers or your parents. Now we will start reading the essay, The World of Today. This essay has been provided on textbook page number 20. Let's read it together. So open your textbooks. Very good. Now let's read the essay together. The world of today. Remarkable inventions have been made over the years thanks to advances in science and technology. Humans are dependent on them and life has become much easier than before. So, what is this essay about? Yes, this essay is about modern inventions. Let's read on this essay to find out what more information has been provided in the essay. Let's read the second paragraph now. One of the most important inventions is the mobile phone, as it has made it easier to communicate with people around the world. We can easily contact each other by making audio or video calls or sending messages within a few seconds. Reading books, news articles, or searching for all sorts of information is now an easy job. Alright, so the second paragraph is about the usefulness of mobile phone. Do you agree with the opinions that have been provided here regarding mobile phones? Do you think that mobile phone is an important and useful invention? Tell your opinion to your class fellows if you are in the classroom, and if you are studying this lesson at home, share your opinion with your parents or your siblings. I hope that you have shared your opinion with your parents or your siblings or your teachers. Now please read this complete essay and then come back. Let's start the second period of the week 5. In this period, students will be able to pronounce and practice long and short vowels as they occur in practice items and sentences in reading lessons and in speech. Respected teachers, we have provided you complete methodology to cover this SLO in AFAQ DLP 2. This DLP has been provided for the first day of the 5th week of Unit 1, Term 1. Dear children, now open page number 21 of your textbook. On page 21, you will see an oral communication section. In oral communication, there is a subsection called phonics practice. In phonics practice today, you will learn about long and short vowel sounds. Do you remember what are vowels? Yes, there are 5 vowels in English: A, E, I, O, U. And all these 5 vowels have different sounds. Today we will talk about their long sounds and short sounds. We have provided you some information about long vowel sounds and short vowel sounds in Key to Learn. Let's read it together. When a vowel sounds like its name, it is called a long vowel. For example, the vowel is I, and when it sounds like I, like an ice cream, it is called a long vowel sound. When a vowel does not sound like its name, it is called a short vowel sound. Yes, and when it does not sound like its name, then it is called a short vowel sound. For example, in the word important, I does not sound like its name. It sounds E. So in this word, the short form of vowel I has been used. On page number 21 of your textbook, a chart has been provided. In this chart, vowel sounds with long and short sounds have been given. As I have already told you, there are 5 vowel letters A, E, I, O, U, and each one of them has a long and a short form. Example words have also been provided here. For example, the long sound for vowel letter A is rate, pain, and the short sound for vowel letter A is rat and pan. In the same way, you can study the words with long and short sounds of all the vowels in this chart. Hurry up, read them carefully and then come back. I hope that you have understood the concept of long and short vowels. Now let's practice your understanding. On page number 21, exercise number 2, 3 sentences have been provided. In these sentences, there are several words with vowel sounds. I want you to circle the short vowels in these sentences and underline the long vowel sounds. Dear students, now we will start the 3rd period of the 5th week. I want to remind you that there are 7 periods in total in each week. In this period, you will cover one SLO, and we have provided complete methodology to cover this SLO in DLP number 3, which will be covered on the 2nd day of the 5th week of 1st unit of 1st term. Dear students, on page number 21 of your textbook, there is a dialogue. In this dialogue, there are 2 characters, Ayan and Maha. I want you to practice this dialogue by taking the different roles. One of you can be Ayan and the other can be Maha. If you are in the classroom, your teacher will put you in pairs, and if you are at home, you can practice it with your siblings or your parents. Dear students, I hope that you have read the dialogue carefully and you have also practiced saying it. Now, what was the dialogue about? Yes, in the dialogue, the characters expressed their likes and dislikes. They also asked each other about their likes and dislikes. Now I want you to complete an activity. In this activity, you have to write your likes and your dislikes on a piece of paper. After writing it, you have to compare it with the likes and dislikes of your friend. You can also ask them questions about their likes and dislikes. So hurry up, write your likes and dislikes on a piece of paper, and after that ask questions from your friends about their likes and their dislikes. Your friends will also ask you different questions about your likes and dislikes, and you have to answer them. Dear students, now we are going to start the 4th period of the 5th week. In this period, you will be able to use critical thinking to respond to the text, expressing understanding of story through role play. This SLO will be covered in DLP number 4, which will be covered on the 3rd day of the 5th week of 1st unit of 1st term. Dear students, in the 3rd unit of your textbook, we have been studying about different inventions. Can you name 5 more modern inventions? Write their names on a piece of paper. I hope that you have written names of 5 modern inventions. Now I want you to share your list with that of your friends or your siblings. Alright dear students, now pause this video and answer these 3 questions. The questions are: name some inventions mentioned in the lesson. What is the purpose of using a mobile phone? What do you understand by the term e-learning? So for the first question, you have to find the names of the inventions mentioned in the book, the unit 3. And for the second and third question, you have to give your own opinion. Pause this video and share the answers with your parents or your teachers. Dear students, now open page number 22 of your textbook. On this page, some comprehension questions have been provided. These questions are here to check your understanding of the essay that you read in Unit 3 of your textbook. Read these questions carefully, discuss their answers with your friends, your teachers or your parents, and write their answers in your notebook. Dear students, it's the 5th period of the 5th week. In this period, we will cover these 3 SLOs. You will be able to recognize how information is presented in a pie chart. You will also be able to read to compare information given in a pie chart, and you will be able to read tables and charts in textbooks. Respected teachers, we have provided complete methodology to cover this SLO in AFAQ DLP 5 of the 3rd day of the 5th week of the first periodic unit of Term 1. Respected teachers and parents, this note is for you. If the students are studying this lesson at home, the parents will have to conduct this activity with the other siblings or other people in the home. However, if the students are at school, the teacher can conduct this activity among the students. For this activity, we have to calculate different percentages. And for calculating the percentages, first you have to count the number. To calculate the percentage, you first have to count the number of people present around you, the number of people who will participate in this activity. Have you counted the number of people around you? Have you counted how many students are there in your classroom if you are in the classroom, and how many family members will participate in this activity if you are at home? Very good. Now I want you to have a vote on all these 4 questions. So I will ask these questions one by one, and you have to vote, all of you have to vote on these questions, and you also have to write the number of people who voted in favor of these questions. So the first question is, how many students like to play hide and seek? Or how many people around you, how many participants in this activity like to play hide and seek? If you like to play hide and seek, raise your hand. Now count the number of people who raised their hands and write it down. Now we will move to the next question. How many students like to play cricket? Yes, how many people like to play cricket? Raise your hand if you like to play cricket. Count the number of raised hands, write it down, and then move to the next question. In the same way, you have to write the number of votes for each of these 4 questions. After that, you will divide those number of votes for each question with the total number of participants in this activity. In this way, you will be able to get the percentages by multiplying the answers with 100. Your teacher can also help you to calculate percentages. Now look at page number 22 of your textbook. On this page, some data has been provided. This data was collected from Ayan. Ayan is a student of grade 4 just like you. He spends his time in different activities such as video games, social networking, music and videos, reading, and other activities. So his time was divided among all these activities. Now in this chart, we can see that Ayan spends 52% of his time in video games. 21% of time is spent on social networking, 13% is spent on music and videos, 9% is spent on reading, whereas 5% is spent on other activities. So this data can also be presented in the form of pie chart. A pie chart is a circular diagram like this one, and it shows data in a more effective way. As you can see that the most chunk of this circular diagram of this pie chart is this one, and it shows the 52% of activity, that is the video games. By looking at this chart, we can tell that which activity has the greatest chunk, and we can also tell that which activity has taken the least amount of time, that is this 5%. So now I want you to answer some questions regarding this pie chart. Alright students, on page number 23 of your textbook, some questions have been provided. These questions are related to this pie chart which is given on page number 22 of your textbook. So you have to look at this pie chart carefully and the key as well, and then you have to answer the questions on page number 23 and write their answers. The first question is, on which activity did Ayan spend most of his time? Yes, Ayan spent most of his time on video games. In the same way, you have to answer the other two questions and write their answers in your textbook. Dear students, this is the 6th period of the 5th week. In this period, you will cover these two SLOs, and we have provided complete methodology to cover these SLOs in DLP number 6 of the 4th day of the 5th week of the first unit of first term. Alright students, do you remember that we calculated some percentages in the previous lesson? In this lesson as well, I want you to answer these questions. You have to count the votes that are given to each one of these questions. The first question is, how many students like English subject? The other question is, whose favorite subject is math? How many of you like Urdu? And how many students like science or social studies? So you have to take votes on all of these questions and count the number of votes. Dear students, in the previous lesson we presented the data in the form of pie chart. On page number 23 of your textbook, you can see a bar chart. In this bar chart, the children's time spent doing different activities on mobile phone has been shown in percentage. You have to read the bar graph and answer the questions given below. Let's look at the bar chart now. In this bar chart, there are different lines. Some of them are blue, whereas some of them are orange. The blue represents the time spent by the boys, whereas the orange represents the time spent by girls. So, boys spent about, let's have a look, more than 40% of their time reading. Let's look at the chart as well. Yes, so the boys have spent about 46% of their time reading, and this has been presented in the form of this bar of the bar chart. Whereas girls spent about, where is it? Yes, here, 54% of their time reading, and this figure has been provided with the help of this bar in the bar chart. In the same way, all the data provided in this table has been presented in the form of a bar chart in this chart. Now let's answer the questions related to this bar chart. The first question is, how many boys spend time on video games? So you have to find out the bars that show video games. These are the bars that show video games. Now you have to identify the bar that shows boys. So the blue one represents boys. So this bar represents the percentage of boys who spend time on video games. You have to see its percentage and write it down in the blank given in your textbook. In the same way, you have to answer all the questions related to this bar chart given in your textbook, page number 23 and 24. Hurry up, answer them, show the answers to your teachers or your parents, and then come back. Dear students, this is the last period of the 5th week. After this period, the teaching and learning weeks of your first unit of first term will be complete. In this period, you will be able to cover these two SLOs, and we have provided complete methodology to cover these two SLOs in DLP 7, which should be covered on the 5th day of the 5th week of first periodic unit of first term. Dear students, on page number 24 of your textbook, you can see a table. This table is related to vocabulary, means new words. So in this table, we have provided you some new words that you came across in this unit number 3 of your textbook. We have also provided the meanings in the textbook. I want you to read these words and their meanings carefully. You also have to memorize these meanings. If you found some more difficult words in unit 3 of your textbook, I advise you to ask their meanings from your teachers or your parents, or you can also look them up in the dictionary. Write them in your notebooks along with their meanings and memorize their meanings. Dear teachers, in the DLP 7, we have also provided an activity that you can use to check students' understanding. In this activity, you will use a basket like this one, and in this basket, you will put different words written on pieces of paper. Each piece of paper will have one word on it. This word should be from Unit 3 of their textbook. The students will be called one by one to pick a word from the basket. They have to open the piece of paper and read the word and tell the meaning of that word. Let's do this activity for your convenience. Alright, dear students. Now, this is a basket in which I have put different words. I will touch this basket and one word will appear. You have to tell the meaning of that word. So let's begin. So the first word is emission. Can you tell me the meaning of emission? Very good. Now let's go to the next word. The next word is technology. Yes, so you have to tell me the meaning of technology as well. The third word is chores. Yes, what are chores? We have provided the meaning of this word in the vocabulary section in the textbook. Do you remember what are chores? Yes, tell the meaning to your parents or your teachers. The fourth word is impact. Tell the meaning to your parents or teachers. Very good. So the last word now is communicate. Yes, you have to tell the meanings of all these words to your teachers or your parents. We have successfully completed the periodic Unit 1 of New Sun series Grade 4 English. I hope that you have understood all the concepts given in this lesson, because in the 6th week you are going to have your assessments. Now I want you to revise all the concepts and prepare for your assessment, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.